Hello, my loves. Hello. Let's go ahead and get into this message for today about the Council of Nietzsche, the Council of Elders. Okay, so I got this download on April 16th, 2026. For context, today is June 15th, 2026, but I'm only giving you the date for context. It means nothing. Everything I'm telling you, everything I ever tell you is timeless, just like me, okay? But on April 16th, 2026 is when I got this download, okay? Well, these downloads, this is about, it's like one, two, three. It's three downloads that I heard. And then as I was writing down the message, Spirit gave me a few other things. So it's maybe like 4, 5 downloads. Okay. And the first download I received at 5:38 a.m. Now, if you're new here, I give the times and the dates because numbers mean things. Okay. And so when I give these times and stuff like that, a lot of the time, there's a breakdown because the time is very significant. So let me tell you about 5:38 a.m. Now, 5:38, 538. 5 plus 3 plus 8 equals 16. Now, I also told you I got this download on April 16th. 16 breaks down to 7 because 6 plus 1 is 7. And 7 is wisdom, divinity, enlightenment, obstacles overcome, soul mission, and life purpose. Okay? Remember that. It's significant. So, the download that I received at 5:38 a.m., I heard Spirit say the Council of Nietzsche. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. That's how I said it in high school. Council of Nietzsche, okay? Now, the Council of Nietzsche was established in 325 A.D., 325 Anno Domini, 325 after Jesus' death, 325 years after the death of Jesus, okay? Now, the Council of Nietzsche established what is called the Nicene Creed. If you don't know what the Nicene Creed is, the Nicene Creed is the creed that affirms that Jesus Christ was begotten and not made. That's literally what it says. Begotten, not made. Okay? Now, it also affirms that Jesus is one with God. Basically, beget of God. And beget is to father, to produce, to be born. So the Council of Nietzsche affirmed that Jesus Christ, mind you, they did this 325 years after Jesus existed. They affirmed that Jesus is one with God and the only begotten, the only born son, child, whatever, of God, okay? That's what the Nicene Creed established. That's what the Nicene Creed affirmed. That's what the Council of Nietzsche put into spiritual law, okay? Now, the Bible says that Jesus was begotten, born, like I just explained to you, while all others, like you and me and your neighbor and the lady that works at Save-A-Lot or JCPenney or the mall, that everyone else was created in God's image, okay? So that's words mean things, and words are very important, okay? So the reason why they're saying that is because they're trying to establish a separation between everyone else and God and claim that Jesus Christ was the only born child fathered by God divine, okay? Now, this insinuates, like I said, that Jesus is the only one with God, while all others are made from and separate from God, not one with God. But the truth and the fact of the matter is we are all begotten. We are all born through God, of God, okay? So we're all, every single one of us, begotten children of God. So already Jesus being the only begotten son is false. It's falsities, okay? Now, the next download I heard was the Council of Elders. Oh, really quickly though, 325 AD. 325, if you break it down, 3 plus 2 plus 5 equals 10, and 10 equals cycles closed, endings, things dying, things going away, cycles being done, okay? So the cycle, the timeline where this creed was accepted as spiritual law is closed. It's ended. It's done because of spiritual awakening, because of people awakening, okay? The second download I heard was Council of Elders. Now, the Council of Elders, or a Council of Elders, are councils that were designed to apply wisdom, experience, and historical perspective to modern situations and modern decisions, okay? But here's the thing. The perspective of these councils are outdated, and 9 times out of 10, usually, they're rooted in bias. They're rooted in bias. They're rooted in that was totally bias. So they're rooted in bias rather than wisdom or truth, okay? I was trying to find another word for like bias, but they're rooted in bias rather than wisdom or truth, okay? Now, the third download that I heard when I was getting all this happened in between 5:38 and like 5:50, I'm not sure. But this was the third one that I heard. I heard Spirit say the Council of 8. Now, the Council of 8 is also called the Circle of 8. And if you know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, you know who I'm talking about. The Council of 8, or the Circle of 8, is a famous 9-member group of wizards in Dungeons and Dragons, the game Dungeons and Dragons. So their purpose in the game is to protect the balance between forces of good, evil, law, and chaos. That's the purpose of the Council of 8, the Circle of 8 in Dungeons and Dragons, okay? It consists of 8 members, and their leader. So it's the leader and then the 8 members, which makes it 9 total in practice, okay? Now, this council, the Council of 8, the Circle of 8, is a fictional council, but Spirit gave it to me because they're fictional, much like the Council of Nietzsche, okay? So the Council of Nietzsche was a false council appointed by people, appointed by man, and it was a coven of wizards and warlocks, and their purpose was to perpetuate the God spell, to solidify the God spell, the gospel, which is what the Nicene Creed is part of. It's part of the gospel. It's part of the God spell, okay? So the true council of elders, the true council of 9, 8, the true circle of 8, the true council of elders is the Ennead. Now, if you don't know who the Ennead is, you may have noticed my name is Ennead, the goat. So the Ennead is a group of 9 foundational ancient Kemetic deities, ancient Egyptian deities. So these deities there's 8 and then the leader. Okay, so the 8 are centered around the sun god Ra, or Atum Ra. Okay, so when I pray and I say, or when I'm speaking and I say Spirit, God, Universe, Divine, Ra, this is who I'm talking about, okay? So this group includes Ra, the creator, the sun god. That's the leader. Then the other 8. Shu, the god of air and wind. Tefnut, the goddess of the moisture and rain. Geb, the god of earth. Nut, the goddess of the sky. Osiris, the god of the afterlife and fertility. Isis, the goddess of spirituality, magic, and motherhood. Set, the god of war, chaos, and storms. And Nephthys, the goddess of mourning, okay? So we are the true council. We are the true council of elders. We are the foundational elders, okay? We are the Ennead, and I have returned this lifetime to reestablish Ma'at, which is order, balance, law, morality, and justice, okay? That's what I came back for, and that's what I'm here to do, okay? So, the Ma'at is literally the fundamental cosmic order. So I have come back to reestablish the fundamental cosmic order, which begins with the Ennead, the 9 elders, the 9 foundational gods. Okay? Now, we are all begotten of God, Ra, Atum-Ra, the sun. Okay, I've already said that. And let me break that down even further for you. People of the sun, which is what Kemet means. Kemet literally means black land. Okay? People of the sun, children of the sun. Okay? So, mind you, Kemet is the original name for Egypt. Egypt is in Africa. Africa was the center of Pangea before the continent split. So, yes, scientifically proven, all life came from Africa. Okay? It did. And if you want to fight me about it, you can fight me about it. You're going to lose. Because I ain't even got to touch you. I ain't got to lift a finger. So if you want to fight, we can fight. But it's not smart. Okay? So, mind you, Africa sits on the equator, which is the hottest spot on the globe because of the sun's position over the equator. Okay? Because that's where Ra, the sun, God, shines the most, the strongest over his people, over his land. Okay? Now, literally, like I said, Africa was the center of Pangea before Pangea split up into what we know now. Stop that. Okay? And Pangea was Eden. So, with that being said, that's the truth about the Council of Nietzsche. It was a false council created to mimic the foundational true council, the Ennead. And like I said, Iset, Goddess Isis, has returned to reestablish Ma'at. And if you got a problem with that, you could take it up with my boss, Ra. Guys, that's all I have for you for this message today. I love you, as always, and I will see you in the next one. Toodles.